So it's a bike where two people sit and cycle together. And it's very important that you cycle at the same rhythm. And that's why our groups are called tandems. And we have 3 tandems. We have the Berlin Windhoek tandem, then we have Berlin, Mexico City, and Berlin, Jakarta.
From Mexico-Berlin tandem, formed by Mexico Via Berlin and Casa Tochan, brings together social actors from both cities to address global challenges through local action. The tandem facilitates the exchange of knowledge, experience, and methodologies to support and amplify community-led initiatives in migration, human rights, civic engagement, and urban sustainability, taking a diversity-focused, intersectional, and intercultural approach to social justice. The Berlin-Jakarta tandem aims to strengthen civil society collaboration between Berlin and Jakarta through the partnership of Berlin-based Watch Indonesia, the environmental organization WALI, and starting in 2026, also the Urban Poor Consortium, UPC. This collaboration focused on addressing urban poverty and climate justice issues. This tandem also supports urban poor communities in securing their basic rights, with a particular focus on access to housing, land, and essential services.
And sister cities are shaped not only through diplomacy, but also through personal encounter and projects. It makes concrete contributions to addressing shared global challenges such as climate change, peace, democracy breakdown, coming with the terms with colonial history and global inequality. So this is kind of the focus from how we want to work and how we are working.
Could you just give us a brief introduction of what you do and who you are?
MAN, short for the Museums Association of Namibia, is a non-governmental organization that is community development focused, and the institution or the NGO was established or was launched in 1990, although officially recognized by the Namibian government in 2002 as the voice for Namibian museums and heritage institutions within Namibia. A part of our mission is to facilitate and support the organization of museum institutions and heritage institutions and the promotion and conservation of anything culture and heritage related with all those that are interested in the fields of museology, heritage, conservation, education, museum education, all of that kind of stuff.
Umbrella aims to be the bridge between local NGOs within Namibia and the community. So how we do this is that we have donations, a donation hub, we call it a donation hub in association, collaboration with Woermann and Brook, where people can donate whatever they do not want, as long as, we always emphasize that, as long as it's in good, usable condition, people can donate whatever they do not wish or want. At Woermann Brook in Klein Windhoek, there's a big bin right there, yellow bin. So people just throw unwanted items there, and we personally collect whatever has been donated. We assist mothers in prison along with their babies, so babies that are born in prison. So we care for the babies there by offering a little care package for the mothers, because as we know, mother in prison, resources are very limited, so we try our best to cater for these babies and really provide the necessities for them. And also within the umbrella network, we have 30 plus NGOs that we also assist.
Youth for Can is an organization that is tackling climate change around the world. Actually, we start all here in Namibia, but basically the whole organization is just to create awareness on the climate change and the climate initiatives. So, where we started was a couple of years ago, where we do have multiple volunteers who come together with different key skills. And the current project that we are currently running at this moment is the Blue Champions project. This project is established to educate students from the ages of preschool up until early varsity level. So we have created some toolkits and educational material that allows for awareness within the climate space. We have also created certain digital platforms that allows interactive learning for those in primary and high school that shows projects such as how many plants you've planted or how much have you recycled, and it becomes almost like a game for the young individuals, which makes it more interactive and much more engaging while still learning about climate initiatives.
The Green Climate Awareness Foundation is an NGO that aims to create awareness, promote sustainable practices, and empower individuals and communities to take proactive measures against climate change in Namibia. Our organization was born out of the urgent need to address the lack of climate change awareness, the lack of education, and the lack of information sharing in Namibia, specifically with a focus in our informal areas. Despite Namibia being one of the most vulnerable countries to climate impacts, over 50% of Namibians, especially in our informal areas, remain uninformed about climate action. And our vision is simple. It's to have a resilient and sustainable Namibia where communities are empowered to combat climate change and protect the environment for future generations.
I'm doing the main coordination of the Sister Cities in Action project. I work for an organization based in Berlin, which is also kind of an umbrella organization for 120 NGOs working in Berlin. And within the project, I'm doing the coordination to also have like this overview where we can link also over the tandems, like not only working in this bilateral level, but then also having this exchange involving all the four cities in different activities and exchange rooms. So I will present the 3 rooms. We will just divide in and then also invite my team members to come here so you can have the faces who will be moderating this breakout sessions. So we have Group A, led by the Mexico-Berlin tandem you have already known, Silvana and Valeria, to the topic migration and inclusive communities. So they will be here on the top, so I guess the stairs are here. Okay, so the stairs are here. You will go up with them on the roof and then have the conversation with my 2 colleagues. Then we have Group B, Cultural Remembrance, which will be moderated and by Kevin Bogburnma and by me. So I don't know if you want to present yourself just quickly.
Yes. Hey, warm welcome also from my side. My name is Kevin. The coordinator of the Berlin-Windhoek tandem from Berlin side, working for the Afrika-Rat Berlin-Brandenburg. And we are an umbrella organization, as so many, for people of African descendancy in Berlin and in Brandenburg, which is the country around Berlin. And yes, we're going to talk about cultural remembrance. We're going to talk about memory of public places in our workshop Group B, just on the outside.
Yeah. Thank you. So, and we have Group C, which is be moderated and guided by Carola and Mariam, our Jakarta-Berlin tandem, on the topic of climate change and urban adaptation. So I will just invite them to also present them shortly.
Yes, my name is Carola. I work for a Berlin-based NGO called Watch Indonesia, and we do work on climate issues, environmental issues, human rights and democracy in Indonesia.
Yeah, everyone, good morning. My name is Mariam. I'm from Jakarta, Indonesia, and today I will be presenting about what we work with the urban poor community, especially in Indonesia. And one of our program is about urban gardening. So see you in Group 3 here, yeah? In this room. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
started our common ground in thinking how we understand and how we practice inclusive communities, which came up to be like a very diverse but also complementary perspective of seeing inclusion, inclusive communities.
We decided to make a tree because the final exercise, the name was Seeds for Hope, because all the conversation was very interesting and was talking continued times about the importance of have hope. There is many words that became along the conversation, like community, hope, no borders, dignity, exchange, networking, diversity, visibility, and the most important was collaboration.
In this field, and also in using public spaces or not, who has already collaborated internationally or who's like working locally. So that was already like very interesting, and we in the presentation round already had this different discussions entering. So we'll just point out a few because we don't want to talk too much here, but I think the most like where we talked a lot about is the process of renaming streets and places, and how this is working in Windhoek and then how this is working in Berlin. So we saw there are like many similarities, like for example really addressing also the people who are living in that streets or places who might be renamed, and then addressing to them like if they are like in favor of it or not, and then also doing like educational work, like why is it important to rename, and having really engaged the whole, like also the society, and not only having this top-down process, even if sometimes it also happens that, especially in, for example, the Independence Avenue, like it's a huge street with a lot of people using and being in the street, so then sometimes it's not always possible to really engage.
And the last one was that we talked about, for example, doing a mural together, like in public spaces, really to make the city partnership more visible, and to include as many artists as possible into this process. This can be in Berlin, Windhoek, but it could also go over to the other tandems of Jakarta and Mexico City, for example. Yeah. So these were some of our possible collaborations ideas. Thank you.
On the roundtable, we did discuss the different aspects and avenues that all the organizations play a role within the climate space. We have discussed it on a basis of heritage sites, whereby we also try to conserve certain elements of nature within the Namibian space that people might not associate with climate. However, these things are still affected by climate.